Just breaking on good afternoon. We are about to open special City Commission meeting number 2 of the day for November 18, 2020. Before I read the statement of the chair, I'd like to apologize to those who are outside who would like to weigh in for public comment. When we opened public comment and closed it before, we did not have a logistic method to take public comment for those who are outside. We will absolutely have that for this session. I have asked for the Sergeant-at-Arms to keep the doors open to the chamber so no one has to touch any door handles. And we'll be allowing 4 people in at a time from the outside if and when there is public comment. There'll be 1 at each lectern, 1 on deck, and Sergeant-at-Arms will help you circulate in a safe and healthy manner. But we want to make sure and prioritize public involvement in today's meeting. So I will read today's statement of the chair. Today's special meeting has been called for the purpose of discussing and taking any and all actions in relation to filling the vacancy in the District 5 Commission seat by appointment, or if necessary, by special election in accordance with Section 12 of the Charter of the City of Miami, Florida, as amended. The members of the City Commission for this special meeting are Alex Diaz de la Portilla, Joe Carollo, Manolo Reyes, and me, Ken Russell, Vice Chair. Also present are City Manager Art Noriega, City Attorney Victoria Mendez, and City Clerk Todd Hannon. Mr. Attorney, do you need to read the procedures for this meeting?
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Any person who is a lobbyist pursuant to Chapter 2, Article 6 of the City Code must register with the City Clerk and comply with related city requirements for lobbyists before appearing before the City Commission. A person may not lobby a city official, board member, or staff member until registering. A copy of the code section about lobbyists is available in the City Clerk's office and online at municode.com. Any person making a presentation, formal request, or petition to the City Commission concerning real property must make the disclosures required by the City Code in writing. A copy of the City Code section is available at the office of the City Clerk and online at municode.com. Pursuant to Section 2-33F and G of the City Code, the agenda and the material for each item on the agenda is available during business hours and at the City Clerk's office and online 24 hours a day or at miamigov.com. Any person may be heard by the City Commission through the chair and upon registering pursuant to the published notice for not more than 2 minutes on any proposition before the City Commission unless modified by the chair. Members of the public wishing to address the body may do so by visiting miamigov.com/virtual meeting to upload their 2-minute video comments to be played during the Commission meeting, or to submit their written comments via the online comment form. The comments submitted through the comment form have been distributed to the elected officials and city administration throughout the day so that the elected officials can consider the comments prior to taking any action. Additionally, the online comment form will remain open during the meeting to accept comments and distribute to the elected officials up until the time the chairperson closes public comment period. Members of the public may also call 305-250-5340 to provide public comments via the dedicated City of Miami public comment voicemail, where individuals will be able to leave a 2-minute message that will be played during the Commission meeting. Members of the public may also pre-register to provide live public comment by phone during the meeting. You may pre-register by calling 305-250-5341 or online at miamigov.com/government/live-public-comment. All comments received will be included as part of the public record for this special meeting and will be considered by the City Commission prior to taking any action. Public comment may also be provided live at City Hall, subject to any and all COVID-19 regulations, rules, and procedures. Speakers who appear in person will be subject to screening for all symptoms of COVID-19. Any persons exhibiting any symptoms of COVID-19 will not be permitted to enter City Hall. All interested parties are required to abide by all state, county, and local emergency orders and urged to remain at home and practice social distancing. If the proposition is being continued or rescheduled, the opportunity to be heard may be at such later date before the City Commission takes action on such proposition. When addressing the City Commission, the member of the public must first state his or her name, his or her address, and what item we spoke about. Any person with a disability requiring assistance, auxiliary aids, and services for this meeting may notify the City Clerk. Section 286.014, subsection 4, subsection C of the Florida statutes authorizes the city to prescribe procedures or forms for an individual to use in order to inform the board or commission of a desire to be heard, to indicate his or her support, opposition, or neutrality on a proposition. The city, through its multiple comment options, has provided multiple methods to indicate, among other things, the public's support, opposition, or neutrality on the items and topics to be discussed at today's Commission meeting. The public has been given the opportunity to provide the public comment during the special meeting and within reasonable proximity and time before the meeting. The city has created a simple set of instructions explaining how the public may submit their comments with either option. Those instructions were provided in the notice to the public via the city's social media channels and published online at miamigov.com/virtual meeting. Please note, commissioners have generally been briefed by city staff and the city attorney on items on the agenda today. Anyone wishing to appeal any decision made by the City Commission for any matter considered this meeting may need a verbatim record of the item. A video of this meeting may be requested at the Office of Communications or viewed online at miamigov.com. Please silence all cell phones and other noise-making devices. The special meeting can be viewed live on Miami TV at miamigov.com/TV, through the city's Facebook page, on the city's Periscope channel, on the city's YouTube channel, and on Comcast Channel 77. The broadcast will also have closed captioning. Commissioners, please confirm you are comfortable with these notice provisions as set forth in these uniform rules and procedures we have established for this special meeting.
We are.
Yes.
Yes.
Thank you very much. So I'd like to speak a little bit to procedure on how we shall take this issue up. This is not being taken lightly by this dais. We recognize how important the decision is to represent District 5 on this commission, not only as a representative of your district, but of the city as a whole. This represents 20% of the voice of this body, and it's very important. So I would like to make it very clear that the charter is not vague. The charter states specifically that a vacancy of the City Commission shall be filled within 10 days after such vacancy occurs by a majority of the remaining City Commissioners. A majority of the remaining City Commissioners is 3 of us here, which is basically a supermajority of this body in this moment. And so that is not to be taken lightly. If the remaining City Commissioners shall fail or refuse to fill such vacancy within 10 days after it occurs, as provided here in the City Commission shall call a special election. So we are here and ready to do our duty today in one of those 2 avenues. We have an obligation to fill the seat, and if we cannot come to consensus, we have an obligation to schedule a special election. Now, as Commissioner Corio brought up earlier, there are people that are not yet on this list that may be considered, and that is perfectly fair. The clerk has set up a very open process to come in and be qualified, submit a resume, but that was not required. There was a deadline for him, but it was a ministerial organizational deadline so he can prepare for us, the 15 people that have supplied their qualifications and have signed affidavits that they are qualified. And to be qualified for this job, you have to have been a resident in the district for at least a year, and you must be an elector as of today. So you must be registered with Miami-Dade County to be able to vote in that district and live in that district. Live for a year, but an elector only as of today. You don't have to have been registered to vote in that district for the full year. And so that's very clear, and those of you who have signed your affidavit, at least of these 15, state that you meet those qualifications. Anyone else who would like to be considered, you do have an opportunity for that today and here. I recommend you approach the clerk and submit your name. And after we've gone through listening to each person who would like to be considered, I will open the floor for anyone who is not on this list who would like to be considered to step forward. And at that point, they will swear before us that they are qualified. They will still sign an affidavit with the clerk, but they will be just as much in the running to be potentially appointed as anyone else who has signed up last week or recently. So I believe, and it's at the will of this body, that our first job is to understand whether the will of this body is to entertain and understand everyone who is running, or if the majority of this body believes it should be a special election without consideration of appointment. Because if it is going that direction, it'll make our day much shorter in terms of our deliberation over resumes, qualifications, etc. But regardless, everyone will have their moment to speak, whether you're here for public comment or whether you would like to be considered as an appointment. No matter what our decision discussion or before, once someone makes a motion and there's a second, we will open for public comment for everybody. So I believe if there is a will of this body, at least to start there, to find out if there's a majority that believes we should be going to special election versus appointment. Commissioner Diaz-Portillo, you want to be recognized.
So to that effect, I would like to make a motion to hold a special election on January 12, 2021.
I'll second that for discussion.
For discussion purposes?
Yes. Yes.
And that way, you could proceed any way you want, Mr. Chair, obviously, and the body will decide. But I think as for discussion purposes, we should at least, let the residents of District 5 decide who they want. I think it's the way democracy should work. So that's a motion. You seconded the motion, so let's take it from there.
All right, so I will open the floor for public comment. If you are looking to be appointed, and we get past this moment, and we do not come to consensus on sending this to special election, each of you will be given at least 5 minutes to make your case, to present yourself, to introduce yourself, and anything beyond that the commissioners wish to ask you questions. So as I open public comment, This is not your moment to be a candidate. Of course, you can say whatever you like while you're at the lectern within reason, but really you will have another opportunity to vie for yourself. So really the item at hand is whether or not we go to a special election or whether or not this body will make the appointment. Is there anyone who has any comment before we go to public comment? Because I believe we have recorded comments, we will have live comments, and we have some callbacks.
Yes.
What?
Go ahead, Commissioner.
No, go right ahead.
Commissioner Reyes, you're recognized.
No, I see to H before beauty, you know. Go right ahead, Commissioner.
Commissioner Carollo.
All right. But you do pray for me, right?
I do, every day, sir.
I'm very pleased that we have had a tremendous response from the community. This shows us that democracy is very much alive in District 5, and people are alert. That is good for the city. One of the areas that we should be appraised of, and I know all the answers that could be given, democracy's got no prize and everything else, but I'm the only guy that's been here for more votes in special elections than all the rest that are here combined. In fact, let me go into a little bit of history. Maybe why we're all here today to discuss District 5. Back when I was first elected mayor, my first term, for the first time in the city's history, for many decades, we were left without black representation in the city commission. And I put all my political worth at the time to make sure that that was going to be changed. And I pushed for districts so that we could assure that there would always be African American representation in this commission, that we would always have the so-called Anglo representation in this commission, meaning someone white, non-Hispanic, and it passed. So the process that we have here today, it's a very serious one to me. And while certainly one option is to bring it to an election that will probably happen sometime in the middle of January, which means that whoever is elected will be there for less than a year. So then they run again. It seems to me the most sensible process to follow is to try to come to an appointment, whether it's a caretaker appointment or not, but an appointment, because it sounds great, let the people decide, but you know what? Unfortunately, too many times, people from all races, colors, ethnic backgrounds decide based on whatever confusion is thrown on TV spots, commercials, mailers, and how do you get all that out? With money. And there's at least one candidate here that has built up a war chest that would have a head start against any other candidate right now. And that's not fair. That's greasing the racetrack before the horses start running. I know who's raised money for the candidate. So, I'm not blind. And I have no candidate that I'm backing per se. I just want the best for District 5 and the best for our community. And I want it to be a level playing field for everyone. So this is why I am going to try to see if we could reach some form of consensus. Out of the 15 candidates that we at least have, there might be others that didn't apply, that we might know of today. But this cannot be an election based on who's got the most money, because special interest already decided that they wanted one candidate over others. This has got to be about a true democratic election once we have it for the people of District 5 to decide. Now, Mr. Clerk, one question I'd like to ask, just so we could have it in the record. What does it cost for a special election?
Approximately $300,000, sir.
Okay. Is that the total amount with the county, or?
It depends. If we decide to do the $300,000 in
for one election?
Yes.
It's obvious that you're going to have a lot of candidates here, so that's going to go into a runoff.
Sir, just so you're aware, when it comes to City of Miami special elections, it's simple plurality.
Okay.
There's no runoff.
All right, so at least we saved that amount. Okay, so that even makes it more different, because there are some candidates that will have an advantage when you have a simple plurality versus going into a runoff. So that's even a bigger reason, in my mind, why we should try to choose a replacement candidate for the short time that we're going to have it, that candidate, before they're up to election again. So it's approximately $300,000.
That is the cost associated with the county. The $300,000 incorporates 3 early voting sites for 9 days. If we go with the Cadillac plan, I'll just call it that,
Yeah.
you would take that $300,000 and add another $40,000 for public notices for a total of $340,000. But if we reduce the number of early days or the number of sites, then the cost will fluctuate. But roughly $340,000.
It's about $340,000.
That is all in, yes.
Thank
Okay?
you. Commissioner
So
Reyes?
we're going to have that on the record.
Okay. I know that this is a very difficult decision to make. And I have been part of this before as a candidate. Back in 1989. And I am a firm believer that democracy should always prevail, that the people should decide who is going to govern, that by appointing somebody that is going to run, that person will have an advantage over other people that want to serve. And as a matter of respect to the residents of any district, I don't think that we in the commission should be kingsmaker. We should let the people decide. And I'm going to read you something that from a candidate that was appointed. Some of you here that are present remember this date. It was June 28th, 1989. There was a young candidate, person that was already in the race for the seat that at the time was held by Rosario Kennedy. the person that was already running against her. Rosario Kennedy decides to resign and run for Congress. So the seat is open. The same procedure starts, and they named this candidate that was already in the race, and he came to the podium and he said, Mr. Mayor, members of the commission, I'm very honored by being nominated by Mr. Victor Dayurri, but I think that the role of this commission is not that of a kingmaker. I think that everybody should have a chance. Nobody should have an advantage when the general election comes. Therefore, I will not accept the nomination. I think that the caretaker will be the proper solution, and I know that right here we have today a person who has served the city of Miami, a person who has always shown her knowledge and the integrity that will serve all the people, and the person is Athalie Range. Therefore, I think that Athalie Range should be the caretaker. And thank you very much, applause, blah, 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 blah. Athalie Range was voted in. She didn't run. She didn't run. That candidate was me. Okay? That was me. And as I stood there when it was the person that was nominated, and I proposed a caretaker, that's what I want to do today. Because it's the right and proper thing to do. I stand by my convictions. And by the way, that cost me the election. That cost me the election. Because I was accused then by some a candidate of me giving away a Cuban seat. Okay? And I was accused, and then everybody ran in the race, and I lost. And you know what? If I had to do it again, I would. Because it's what I believe. And therefore, I want everybody to know that my only vote is going to be to a person that is willing to hold this seat until the November election and commits himself or herself not to run. I think that's the decent, the honest, and the right thing to do, in my opinion. And I'm not preaching without showing it that it was my belief in 1989. Goddamn, I'm old, you know. And it is my belief right now. And I want everybody to know that. And you can ask.
Thank you, Commissioner. And just to clarify, that I'm understanding what you're saying, because I was a sophomore in high school when you made that speech.
Yes, sir.
We did not learn about it in civics class.
That means you are young and I'm old.
So I'd like to ask you now. So you're saying that in your opinion, a 45-day election is not necessarily a fair representation of democracy, but a 1 year would be, the November of next year.
Let everybody go and give everybody a chance. A chance.
Understood.
And believe me, I think that would be absurd to have two elections. Two elections. One in 45 days and another one in November. Let's have one and let the best person think. Listen, let me tell you this, and I want to add this. I have read all the bios of everybody that is here. You see, the district is full of qualified, good people, well-intentioned people. It is. We have a great field of candidates. But by God's sake, let the people decide. See? And let level the playing field so everybody that wants to be the commissioner or representative of that district, be the choice of the people of that district. See?
Thank you. So I'd like to ask the city attorney a question. There has been talk of the idea of a caretaker position, although that is not contemplated in our charter. And I know this has been promised in other jurisdictions and elections before where it has not been binding and it was not honored. Is there a mechanism by which someone could pledge such a promise that could be binding?
So George Weissong, Assistant City Attorney, they can make the pledge. However, I believe it would be very difficult to make that pledge binding. I think that ultimately the electorate would determine that if somebody were to make a pledge and then rescind from their pledge, in the subsequent election. But our charter doesn't provide for temporary appointments or anything like that. So I don't think there would be a legally binding pledge, if you will.
So it's a legally binding pinky promise.
May I add?
So the question is very difficult to ask the
ahead.
city attorney, assistant city attorney. Very difficult or impossible?
Well, it's not impossible, sir, but I do think that we would be up against people's fundamental rights to run for election, things like that. There would be significant constitutional issues that we would have to overcome in order to prevent this person from running for election.
So speaking about a history lesson, Commissioner, has it happened before that somebody said they were not going to run and they ran?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so it's happened before. So we have to learn from history too.
Yes, sir.
So there is not really a caretaker. In essence, if you're appointing someone, you're appointing an incumbent
Yes.
that will have an inherent advantage after 1 year being in office and voting on a number of issues over that year. Will be an incumbent commissioner who will, as history has proven, run for re-election.
Yes. What?
Right?
You're right.
Can I add to that? There is one thing that
I'm an example, no, but I had a question because I'm the rookie here at City of Miami, but I'm not a rookie.
No, you've been around for a long time. And probably you were here that day.
That's what me and your team, but I would read the Miami News and the Miami Herald and everything else when I was up there in Tallahassee. So tell me how many times has that happened?
How many times that particular scenario happened?
Yes.
I'm only familiar with one time.
One time, and that candidate ran?
I'm sorry?
Who was that candidate?
I believe it was Commissioner Dunn.
Who promised that he will not run, he ran.
Indeed, yes, sir.
Okay,
Okay.
that's
May I?
important.
Yes,
May I?
Commissioner Reyes, of course.
I know that. I know that that could happen. But as I said, some people ask me, well, what can you do if that person decides to run? First of all, I believe that we can, and this people, this group that we have here, we have people that will keep their word. And also, you have my commitment that I will do anything that is in my power, and we should all commit ourselves that if that person, that individual, doesn't stand true to his or her word, that we all will campaign against that person. Because that person has betrayed the trust that we placed on it. I will commit myself to that. You see? I will commit myself to that. That I will, and by the way, I'm pretty sure that the person that did not win at the time because he broke his word, it was precisely because he broke his word. He would have won otherwise. Because I've been around the district with that person, and that person is here right now, okay? And I knew how popular, how good he was. But by going back on his word, he lost that election. So I think that this is the proper thing to do, and I hope that we can, among this group here, we have many individuals that are honorable people, that they are going to keep the word. If not, we'll just jump on them. That's it. That's it.
I have to say I'm a little torn on whether or not the incumbency is always truly an advantage. If you are here for a year as an appointee and you don't serve the community, you don't communicate well with your residents, you make bad decisions in their mind, you've got 14 potential candidates for next November who are going to be hammering you every day, every week in the news, social media, and at the doors to make your residents aware that you've been a poor caretaker. So while I do very much recognize the strengths of incumbency, there are also vulnerabilities to incumbency. But I do respect and understand exactly what's been said up here today. So unless there's further discussion at this moment, I'd like to open for public comment. And now that everyone has had a moment to sort of hear a little bit about how commissioners feel in this moment, I think it's our turn to hear from you. So, Mr. Clerk, if it's appropriate, I believe we start with the recorded public comment. We'll go to the callbacks, and then for anyone who is in the chambers or outside to make public comment, we'll be giving 2 minutes per person for this portion of public comment.
Well, Mr. Chair, before we do that.
Yes.
We haven't heard from you.
I've
Haven't heard from who?
From the chair.
like I say, I've been torn on this very much. I've met several of the folks who would like to represent District 5 and have been very impressed.
Yes.
What we want to do most is honor the charter and allow democracy to prevail. So we have a very difficult decision before us. So I will say with you in all very true honesty, I have not made up my mind as of this morning and even as of right now, not only what we should do with regard to special election versus appointment. I really wanted to hear from you all up here and the residents, and I have not decided if we do go to special
But do
appointment.
you believe the four of us here should pick the commissioner from District 5?
Long term, no. I do believe it is the will of the people. It is the will of the people. I do believe that this body also has the ability to choose somebody who would represent the district well for this year while that election is taking place. Because really, the election for next November starts today.
It starts today?
No matter what we decide up here right now, the election for next
And
November
you don't think it's
starts
presumptuous of us to pick the commissioner of District 5?
I'm intrigued by this idea of a placeholder, of a caretaker. And if there's somebody who's truly interested in only serving for this year on the basis of good government, on the basis without objective or ambition, I'm very interested in what you asked Mr. Wysong. It's difficult, but is it impossible? And I believe that between a contract, not a contract, but a letter of intent, can be written so strongly that it would absolutely work against them if they went back on that word. I don't know. I don't have experience in this, and
May I add?
but
May
I'm
I-
open.
may
I'm
I-
open.
May
Yes.
may I add? Ms. Athalie Range didn't run. She stepped aside. She would have won because she was one of the most popular commissioners we had. You see? She would have won and she had decided to stay.
So it's happened before.
Yes, it had happened before.
Thelma Gibson
And
Thelma Gibson.
Thelma Gibson happened before.
was a caretaker
He was a caretaker.
and now we're talking a full year. This isn't a caretaker.
No,
of
we're
3
talking a
months.
full year.
Yeah, but this is going to be less than a full year.
It's going to be less than a full year. You see?
And if it goes to an election, much less.
I'm sorry.
And if it goes to an election, much less than a full year.
Yes.
So the people will have their voices heard
Yes.
in a fair and balanced way for everybody, regardless of what we do November of next year.
I can't say.
We, like past commissions, have an obligation to do what's best for the city.
Yes.
Past commissions from the founding fathers of the cities made decisions like this. And more often than not, in fact, basically all the time, there were appointments. There were appointments for many reasons, one of them being that you didn't want to go into an election that was going to be costly for the city when there was no need to. Once you had that election, you wanted to have more of a balanced feel for everyone. You wanted to make sure if you appointed someone that the people were going to be satisfied with them. And then they could decide a short time later if they wanted to keep him or get him out. So history shows that from the founding fathers to pressing commissions, the route that has been taken by city commissions has been the temporary
Yes.
appointment route versus an election. In this case, from what I've seen, there's even more of a reason why we should go the appointment route, because frankly, the election for November is already started, even before we met here. It started over a year ago.
So I will say one more thing with regard to caretaker positions. And I've said this, I've been asked in recent weeks how I feel about that. And I had stated that I didn't believe we could bind somebody. And there's another angle is I think we should consider. If you appoint somebody, yet they cannot run 1 year from now, that is 1 year of decisions they will make for the district and the city with zero accountability. Meaning, nobody will have voted to put them there, and nobody will be able to vote them out or to stay in. Yep. And that changes your decision-making ability. Or not ability, but it changes what pushes and sways your decisions, perhaps.
Commissioner, you're making a good point. I think Commissioner Reyes has to. I could go either way.
Yeah.
What you're stating is not far. In fact, has been mainstream what prior commissions have acknowledged. So,
but if let me just finish by saying, but if we appoint somebody and they are able to run, because they legally are at the end of that 12 months, let's say they promise not to, but they do, the court of public opinion will weigh on whether or not they kept that promise or should. But more importantly, the voters will judge them for the decisions they made in that last 12 months.
Yeah, but let me another angle of what you're saying. You see, by appointing somebody that is going to run, you have a bigger probability that that person is going to make political decisions. Political decisions instead of decisions that will benefit the community. It's going to be political. It's going to be based on contributions, who's going to be contributing. It's going to be based, how does it look? It's going to be based in a lot of things. You see, that's another angle of what you're saying, because those political decisions sometimes are harmful.
Fair enough.
That's all true. We never make those political decisions up here, I'm sure.
No, we don't.
All right, time.
The bottom line is, Mr. Chairman, if I may say,
of course.
There's about 15 applicants so far.
Yes.
I know the majority of these applicants. You have some extremely fine applicants. I will tell you what I will be looking for. I'm going to be looking for individuals, and you have quite a few here, that have deep, very deep roots in District 5. I want individuals that are going to make decisions on what the residents of District 5 want, not what special interests that are outside of District 5, but have business in District 5 want. That's the bottom line for me. I want to be able to know that we have appointed someone in District 5 that their sole goal is going to be what their heart truly tells them is in the best interest of that district, because their roots are so deep that they're not going to come at this point in time and mess their name up, betray their community. Mm-hmm. I want someone that has a background, having lived in Liberty City or in Overtown or in Little Haiti. Frankly, I'm kind of tired in all sectors of our city, not just in District 5, but my own district, Commissioner Reyes, Commissioner Diaz-Lebertia, Commissioner Russell's district, seeing so many transplants that have no roots in our community come, parachute down, and all of a sudden, they're the pillars of our community. They're the ones that are going to save our community. And, you know, frankly, I don't believe that. I don't think any of you or our residents believe that. So bottom line is, I want to see real roots of people that have lived in our community. Don't tell me, oh, I work, I got business. Well, if you have so many business, if you have so much caring, why haven't you lived in Liberty City? Why haven't you lived in Overtown? Why haven't you lived in Little Haiti? And that's a question that I'm going to be asking. I don't want people from the outside because, frankly, I'm seeing that we're losing our city piece by piece because of that. Those that truly built Miami are being pushed aside. They're not being listened to. The average resident of Miami, whether it's from District 5 or any other district, has no say-so in their own city government. It's the rich and powerful, the only ones that could get whatever they want here. And I'm fed up in seeing that. So this is where I'm coming from. I know most of you here, you know me. There's no plays or go-arounds in playing in any way. I just want the best for this district, and I want to see an independent commissioner with roots in the community.
Thank you. Time to hear from our bosses. Public comment, please.
And so, Chair, we're going to go ahead and start with the pre-recording.
Yes. Do you know how much time we have of recorded comments?
I believe it's roughly 18 minutes.
My name is Mrs. Perkins. I'm here to represent Christine King. Oh, she's just the best. Most of all, us villagers think that she would be perfect for the appointment to the commissioner's seat. Most of all, we feel inspired to tell you that she is loving, kind, warm-hearted, and most of all, she loves the community that she was raised in. The one thing that comes to my mind is an African proverb that says, you can't teach people to hate someone they love. And this community truly love her. Let's appoint her. Let her do something for this community we so badly need it. And most of all, please appoint her. We need your help. We need your help to better our community. Thank you very much.
Hi, my name is Keon Williams, a homeowner and business owner in both Overtown and Liberty City, and I stand here today in full support of the appointment of Christine King. Commissioner Hardiman, who has been a wonderful commissioner for District 5, has put his full support behind her, and so I'm asking the City of Miami Commission to do the same, to support Christine King as the next commissioner for District 5.
Greetings, Vice Chairman Ken Russell, Mayor Xavier Suarez, and the City of Miami Commission. My name is Deborah Dorset, and my purpose is to extend my support to Christine King for District 5 City Commissioner. I have known Ms. King for more than 25 years in her capacity with Miami-Dade County Community Action and Human Services, and in her role at Martin Luther King Development Corps. I've worked with her on peace walks. I have worked with her in the annual Martin Luther King Jr. Day of Celebration, and in giving back to services within the city of Miami, whether it's distribution services or other types of services. I think she has an understanding of the city of Miami and District 5 in particular. She's committed to the city of Miami and the county, and I highly recommend her based on her expertise, her legal background, and her ability to understand policies and legislation that would impact the city. So it is without hesitation that I provide support and recommend that the commission consider her or appoint her for District 5 City Commissioner. Thank you very much for the opportunity to present to you today.
My name is Lavinia Whitehead. I'm a resident, coach, mentor, and advocate here in the Southeast Overtown Park West community, also known as the Historical Overtown, a community that I was fortunate enough to be born, raised, and now presented the opportunity to continue my journey here. I have witnessed my community suffer in poverty, struggle through various crises to now being a safe haven for my children and I. Our former commissioner and his team has set the bar high by laying a foundation that have allowed the communities to help build on. Our communities need a continuance of support, dedication, and footwork to continue to make them great. Ms. King is an extrovert and innovator that's willing to break new ground. Just what we need. So in reference to item SP1, we the people of District 5 not only support Ms. Christina King, but we stand with Ms. Christina King. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Maria Gonzalez, 436 Northeast 77th Street, and reason I'm calling is because I would like the commissioners to support Jackie Collier to be appointed to Commissioner of District 5. So thank you very much, and I am going to be at the meeting. I'll be listening on, and I hope that all the commissioners do support Jackie Collier for our next commissioner in District 5. Thank you. Have a good day. Bye-bye.
Hi, I'm Clevelle Brown, and I'm asking you to appoint Christine King to complete Commissioner Hardeman's term. Christine's love for the community will be one that the City of Miami will not regret. She is the best candidate for this position. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Jamie Wooden-Wisby, a local business owner in District 5. I am asking that you appoint Christine King to complete Commissioner Keon Hardeman's term. As a local business owner, I have experienced Ms. King's selflessness and hard work. If you don't appoint her and there happens to be a special election, my family and I will vote for her.
My name is Cesar Lang, and I'm representing business owners on Northwest 2nd Avenue. We would like to request the appointment of Mrs. Christine King for the commission seat of District Number 5. We support her.
Hey, it's Chef D. I live in District 5, and I'm asking you to support Christine King and appoint her as the next District 5 commissioner. If there's a special election, me and my family will be voting for her.
Hello, my name is Lila Fole. I work for a nonprofit organization in District 5. We've worked closely with Attorney King, and I've been very pleased to work with her. She's been consistent and fair with us. I'm asking that you appoint Attorney King to serve the rest of Commissioner Hardeman's term.
My name is Kathy Leff. I live at 1000 Venetian Way in the city of Miami, but work at Bakehouse Art Complex, 561 Northwest 32nd Street in District 5. I'm calling with regards to the vacant seat to be filled for District 5. Thank you so much for the opportunity to speak to you today. I'm calling to support the application of Christine King to fill District 5 vacant seat. I've known Christine King for approximately 2 years, as she's been an active and critical member of the Bakehouse Art Complex Board of Directors, lending her expertise and experience, working with the community on economic development, affordable housing, concerns for neighborhood and residents, as well as appreciating the role that artists can play in building and transforming neighborhoods. Her legal background, decades of proven community leadership and service, expertise working in county government, and her longstanding community engagement provides her with the unique skills required to address the issues of District 5 and the city as a whole. Her strong familial and community relationships make me believe she would not only contribute to the important decisions and issues before the City Commission and City of Miami today, but also would be a productive and positive colleague among the other commissioners. Thank you so much.
I am Danette Rowe. I live at 1630 Northwest 41st Street. I find Ms. Christine King to be a hard-working servant in the community, whether being your church member or your friend. If you don't vote for her, I will vote for her.
Good afternoon. My name is John West. I'm here to support Christine King for District 5 Commissioner, as she would be will make an excellent commissioner to continue the work of Keon Hardeman. And I think as a community leader and seeing the vision for Overtown and the regentrification, we need somebody who has that vision for the community. If she's not appointed, I will definitely vote for her. She has my support 100%. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Khadijah Carbon. I am a business owner in District 5. I support Ms. King's appointment to District 5 Commissioner because she's such an inspirational leader. You always see her in the community helping out. So I, Khadijah Carbon, support the appointment of Ms. King for Commissioner of District 5.
Hi, my name is Pamela Enda and I reside in District 5. It is very important and personal to me when it comes to Christine King because she's been an open door policy whenever I needed to come to her office and needed to discuss something that was going on within the district. Appointing her to this seat would be an asset to District 5. So I'm asking you from the bottom of my heart, please appoint Christine King to the seat in District 5. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Joya Hodges. I'm a resident of District 5 for over 58 years. I myself consider Christine King as a friend, a leader, and I would like for you to appoint Christine King as our next commissioner. If you don't appoint her, I will vote for her, including my family and friends. We support Christine King.
Hi, I'm Jasmine Fenderson. I live and own a business in District 5. I'm asking that you all appoint Ms. Christine King as the next commissioner for District 5. She will be replacing Mr. Keon Hardeman, who is leaving. I'm asking you guys to vote for her because most of all, Ms. King helps Black women-owned businesses with direction and helping those who have no way to start a business. She has helped myself and other women in District 5 to get their things from the ground up and seeing it through. Ms. King is very caring. She is a born leader and always has our best interests at heart. I'm asking you to vote for Ms. Christine King.
Hi, this is Samantha Smith. I would like to appoint Christine King for District 5 for the commissioner seat. My address is 6306 Northwest 62nd Street, Miami, Florida 33147. And again, appoint Christine King for our District 5 seat. Thank you and have a great day. Bye.
Hello, my name is Andre Soul Williams, business owner of iUrban TV Community Internet Broadcasting Company, located at 1121 Northwest 3rd Avenue, Miami 33136 in the heart of Overtown. I would like to start off by offering my support and recommendation for Christine King, whom I believe would be the best candidate to fill the position of District 5 Commissioner seat. It is imperative that we appoint or at least elect an individual that is connected to the community or at minimum has aligned themselves with key individuals from the community to bring forth positive change, economic growth, and lifestyle prosperity. As a business owner, tenant, and community mentor, the time has come for us to monitor political activity that affects us more rigidly. We need a person who not only understands legal and governmental policy, but has also understand the common everyday individual and struggles we face on a daily basis. From COVID-19 to police brutality to gentrification, our aim is to get fair representation and solid leadership from an individual that can and will be held accountable. I believe Christine King is the perfect individual for the seat and will show that she will unapologetically be there for our community, businesses, and its residents. We stand for Christine King. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Marie Meeks, and I'm a member of Meeks Catering. I live in District 5, and I'm a longtime resident of Overtown. I'm asking y'all to appoint Ms. Christine King for commissioner in taking the seat of Keon Hardeman. I've known Ms. Christine King for several years. She's a very nice lady and goes out her way to do what she can for any and everyone. If you don't appoint her, me, my friends, and my family will vote for her. So I'm asking, can you please appoint Ms. Christine King?
Hi, my name is Chevis Davis, and this is on behalf of District 5. Listen, as a community artist, as a person that worked at Booker T. Washington Senior High, as an art teacher, as a coach for the wrestling team, and as a coach for the baseball team, we need support for our commissioners. We want to be able to have somebody who has our back in the community, on the field, and even to support the art and the artists that are in the community. Listen, if you're not supporting Christine King, I will support her and I will be voting for her. So she's not appointed. Keon Hardeman supported us as artists, and we want you to also help support her as well as we go forward to do better for this community. Listen, vote for District 5 for Christine King. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Lulu Esbiti. I live in Overtown. I'm asking you to appoint Christine King for District 5 Commissioner. She will do a great job. I know that I am supporting her, and I'm asking everyone in my community to support her also. Thank you.
Hello, Commissioners, Mayor Suarez. Many of you know me as I'm Steve Sauls, retired resident of the city of Miami. I first became involved with Miami in 1985 when we brought Southern Governors Conference here, and Xavier Suarez was the mayor. But more of you know of me as a longtime vice president of Florida International University, which I helped to build into a top research-serving university for minorities in our country. Most recently, I've been actively involved as a member of the Biscayne Bay Task Force, the Biscayne Bay Summit Steering Committee, and generally wanting to be part of the community, even serving on the Biscayne Biscayne Boulevard Historic Business District. But I know Christine King as my neighbor and my friend, and someone who is actively involved in the Bakehouse complex, which is important to me. I would be very proud for having somebody of Christine's caliber serving us in a greater capacity and serving our community as a member of the City of Miami Commission. So I appreciate your consideration and hope to see you soon.
Hello, my name is Manushka Noel Luma. I live at 870 Northwest 84th Terrace, Miami, Florida, zip code 3350. I'm speaking on the notice of the Special City Commission meeting, and I would like to leave a comment. I would like to also recommend that Francois Jr. Alexandre is the perfect man for this position. I've known him for a long time. He has a prestigious name and integrity within our community, and he will be very, 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 very important and an asset to the city and the position. Thank you and have a great day. Peace and blessings.
Hello, I am Roy Hardeman, former state representative in District 108. I'm asking you as the former representative and a citizen of City of Miami, D5, I'm asking you to support the appointment of Christine King to the City of Miami Commission. If you don't support her, I will be voting for her. Thank you.
My name is Dominique Rivers. I'm a resident of District 5 and also a business owner. I am asking you to appoint Christine King as the commissioner to take over Keon Hardeman's term. If you don't appoint her, we would definitely go out and vote for her, and I have a lot of friends that will come with me.
Hi, my name is Victor Ramon, and I'm a local Hispanic resident here in Miami, Florida, and I'm asking you to appoint Christine King as your commissioner here in District 5. I've had the luxury of working with her and seeing how she is, and she's a great leader for this community.
Hi, my name is Tammy Chaney. I would like for you guys to appoint Ms. Christine King to finish out Mr. Commissioner Hardeman's seat. Ms. King is a caring person. She's gracious, she's understanding, and she has much integrity. And this is what we need in our District 5 commissioners. Thank you once again. Please appoint Ms. Christine King to finish out Commissioner Hardeman's seat. Thank you.
Hi, this is Luis De Rosa, President of the Puerto Rican Chamber of Commerce, reaching out to you, the Mayor and members of the City Commission for the City of Miami, in support of Christine King as our next Commissioner for District 5. I have known Christine King in her leadership capacity for many years at the Martin Luther King Economic Development Center. We've developed a working relationship throughout the years to assist our community. She has worked well with the Hispanic community, the Latin community of Miami. I believe she has the leadership background not only as an attorney, but as a community activist, which I think will serve all the residents and the businesses within the District 5. I support Christine's appointment as commissioner for the District 5 position in the City of Miami, and I ask for your support in doing as well. Thank you, and have a good day.
Mi nombre es Carlos Díaz, trabajo para una diálisis situada en el área donde conocemos a Christine King. Ella siempre nos ha ayudado y nos ha apoyado en todo lo referente a la conducción y referente a todas las cosas buenas que suceden para la unidad de diálisis. Por favor, apoyen a Christine King para comisionada para el distrito número 5.
Mi nombre es Fermín, soy contratista. Quisieran que asignaran a Cristi para el puesto de comisionada del distrito 5 porque la conozco y sé los valores de ella.
Good afternoon. I'm the Spanish interpreter, speaker 1. My name is Carlos Diaz. I work for Una Dialysis, located in the area from where we know Christine King from. She has always helped us and supported us in everything related to construction and tells us about all the good things that happened regarding the dialysis unit. Please support Christine King as a commissioner for District 5. Speaker 2. My name is Fermin. I'm a contractor. I would like you to assign Christy for the position of commissioner for District 5 because I know her and I know her values.
Is that the end of the recorded comments? Thank you. And you were translating the last 2 recorded comments that came through. And I believe we have some callbacks from people who are on the phone. Is that correct? People who have phoned in their comments. Thank you. If the host online could initiate the people who are on the phone.
Call taker 1, you're live.
Hello, sir. You are live with the commission. Please speak.
Yes, whenever you're ready.
Go ahead, sir. You are live with the commission. You can speak.
Good afternoon, Commission. Terrence Crippler here. I live at 1495 Northwest 74th Street. Also the Executive Director for the City of Miami Black Police Precinct Courthouse Museum. I wanted to speak on the lines of the appointment. I appreciate the numbers coming out as regards to how much it would be for a special elections, up to $340,000 for a special election. I would like to back that number up to say that there is absolutely no amount that we could ever or should ever put towards democracy. So whether it be 340 or 500, it would be worth it if the community made an effort to come out and vote. I believe that it is imperative that we continue to exercise democracy. As soon as we eliminate democracy is when we will start to see communism in ways that are not applicable to the way of Miami. I stand in total agreement with having a special election and allowing the people of District 5 to elect the next person that fulfills the remaining term. Thank you, and have a great one.
Next caller, if there is.
No more callers.
Thank you very much. So now I'd like to open up public comment for those who are here with us today. I'd like to start with those who are outside. For procedure's sake, just let the Sergeant at Arms know if you'd like to come in and make public comment. Once you come in, go to either one of the doors that will remain open. We'll have one person at each lectern at a time. You can go ahead and step forward to the lectern.
Chairman, can you find out from the clerk how many people have signed up to speak?
I don't believe we've been signing up. I believe we just have a line outside.
Yes, sir. It's been somewhat difficult to try.
How many people do we have of a line, in the line?
Albert, the Sergeant at Arms is going to check and let us know what we're
So that we can know more or less how much time
Agreed.
we have.
So as 2 people are standing at the lectern, we'll have 2 people on deck. And once you speak, please just be courteous as you exit, and we'll keep everything in a healthy, safe way. And then we'll let 4 more people come in until we've heard from everybody outside. We'll close outside, and we'll hear from those who are inside. And again, this is your moment to speak about the motion that's on the floor with regard to appointment versus special election. Please.
Good afternoon. My name is Pamela Enda. I'm a resident of District 5. I'm here to come on a personal venture as far as Christine King. I've known Christine King through my son. As you can see, I presented his picture. He also was a resident and still is a resident of District 5. I had an issue with my son, and he couldn't decide on what avenue he was going to take after high school. And I went to Christine King. She had an open door policy. And she sat with me, and she had a personal conversation with me on how I should approach this issue. And today, I'm proud to say, thanks to that conversation, my son is currently serving in the United States Army. Outside of that, every event that I've attended, I've noticed that Christine King is there, whether she's there on, to present in District 5. She's a very personal person that is a part of our community, and I would appreciate it if the board would appoint her as commissioner to continue in Keon Hardeman's point. Thank you.
Thank you for your comments. Good morning.
I'm Dr. Marie Flor Lindor-Latochu, a proud leader in my community. I am disturbed by what I witnessed here again today in Miami. First of all, we have people dying of COVID, and I also come with a background in healthcare. And I see that leaders in my community are taking the word caretaker lightly. I don't want to be a leader in a community where I am witnessing like we're warming someone's chair. This opportunity for you leaders here that you have is to not use the word caretaker, because a chair is not a caretaker. We lost many members with COVID, and you guys just received finally the funds that you wanted for the city. As for the appointment, I heard some discussion where whoever is here to serve, because this is the opportunity for Tallahassee to make a decision on incumbents when they decide to run for office, where they should have resigned, that would have allowed us, all of us, a fair sense of the process. Because I will leave here knowing that it's already biased with all those positive position for Ms. King, who I respect, but not giving the chance for special elections for everybody. Then I am respectfully asking for special elections to happen. You're already in the red, then you will be always in the red. You were having some very serious conversation before you vote. Continue having them to know if that individual that's gonna be appointed will not run again. Because once appointed, that person is an advantage and becomes an incumbent, and everybody else will be a challenger, and that individual already raised $200,000.
Thank you.
Please make today a day of the right decision for the people, and not just one group and being biased around one individual that is already popular.
Thank you. When you hear the buzzer, it'll mean you have 30 seconds, so please try to wrap it up by the end of that. Commissioner Carollo, I've been informed by the clerk we have about 24 people that are waiting in line to speak.
Hi,
Good afternoon.
Councilwoman Caroline Williams from Miami-Dade County and the Board of Neighborhood Housing Services. And I have to say you have a lot of great candidates here, but two people that I've worked with at length, both Jacqueline Collier and Francois Alexandre, are both fantastic candidates. And so I basically came here with the idea of diversity and equity. I would like to see, I came here to speak for Francois, and just to tell you that he brings something that you haven't had. First of all, he is Haitian. Where is our Haitian representation? And he's a Haitian man. So I know that he has, over the years, led protests, and that is an incredible skill that he has to be able to do that, and also with conscious contractors and helping the community. As well, you could say that he has had a lot of anger, and the community has a lot of anger. And he's been able to transform that anger into service. And I think that it's an opportunity for the board to show their diversity and equity. And I wanted to say that Miami is 7 years behind most other major cities. And this board is doing a lot of great things. You know, the Live Healthy, Little Havana, the inclusionary housing. I think that he would bring something new. And that is what we need to transform. And I also wanted to say, by the way, how come we always have to have lawyers and businessmen? What about just the common guy? Why can't we be representing? In nonprofits, you have to have residents, you have to have a diversity of skills. I think he brings some kind of wonderful skills. I don't think that he would, he has been doing a lot of fellowships and civic engagement, and I think he has the skills now to be able to help make this city, not a magic city, but a city of light.
Thank you.
A city for the 21st century. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Sir?
Hello, Commission. My name is Mallory Corderer. I own businesses in Little Haiti and Little River. I chair the Little River Business District Board when we founded it some years ago, and am president of the Downtown Little Haiti Stakeholders. Both are associations that represent property owners and business owners in those areas, of which I am one. We are very interested in the areas around us and our specific businesses and properties. And we found that Christine King has been, even though her focus is her constituency in Liberty City and what have you, and I've sat in her office and witnessed the people that come in and call over the years. I've seen her at events. I know that Keon Hardeman, the outgoing commissioner, supports her. And I think that she would be a good choice. Governance is a skill set. You have to have a certain, I believe, level of education and also understanding of your community. And I think she brings those qualities to the role and would be a benefit to both the residents of her constituency and the business owners of her constituency. And I would ask you to appoint her to this position and not hold a special election. We don't want to be void of representation during this critical time. We have the holidays, we have issues before us, such as the money that you've allocated for the area. And I wish, and you will make that choice, and I thank you for your time today. Good afternoon.
Thank you. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. I'm Jackie Bell, 1600 Northwest 3rd Avenue. And I've been sitting outside waiting to speak. But I heard my commissioner, Joe Corolla, say some things that should all of you listen to. That was that the person that you appoint should have some, what is the word, for that community, okay? Christina King grew up with my grandchildren on the next street from where I live in Alapata. She also is an attorney. Can you imagine a girl growing up in an African-American community and now she's a lawyer? Because you all always thought that we were not smart, but we are, okay? And I've been standing at this podium talking about Overtown for more than 45 years. Most of you up there know me. And anything that you all have come to us to help you in your life, in your political life, we gave it. Today we're saying to you, give us back what we have given to you. Give us the person that we need, that we feel, that knows community development. And you know, you really and truly have to be a person who runs a community development corporation in a community to know that community. So today, and I know the buzz is going on.
Thank you.
But today, I say to each one of you who have known and have seen me at this podium for many, many years, I'm going to ask you to support and appoint Christina King for us, not for you, not for what you think, but for us and every one of the people who are on that list that want to be appointed a decent people.
Thank you. In fairness to all, the time is up. I appreciate your words and for coming in. Thank you. Good afternoon.
Hello, good afternoon. My name is Cynthia Primus. I live in have lived in the Overtown area. I live in the Liberty City area, and I am supporting for Christine King to be appointed. She has worked closely with Keon Hardiman. He did good for the neighborhood. Everybody's here is talking, but what we need to talk about is the future. They interact and do a lot of things for the children and the schools in our area. They have came out personally and supported the neighborhood, walked the neighborhood, and did a lot of good for us. So, for the future of our children, and for them to keep getting the incentive that they can also grow up, they need a good role model, and Christine King to be appointed is one of the best role models following behind Keon Hardiman. Thank you.
Thank you for your comments. I could hear her very well. I don't know if you could hear her in the audience, but if you need to adjust the microphone, feel safe. And I do want to take a moment to thank our staff here at City Hall who have become frontline workers during this pandemic. And they are here to help make sure you feel safe, and they're cleaning the podium and the microphone between each speaker. So thank you all for your work. We really appreciate you. Sir, you're very welcome.
Good afternoon, distinguished commissioners of the great city of Miami. I'm here in support of Christine King as the next commissioner in District 5. What I would like to say is that as our former commissioner, Keon Hardiman, was here, and a position that he chaired amongst his fellow commissioners, he led District 5 in a way that we as a community, we as residents, business owners, property owners, which I am, we have seen the growth. During this pandemic, a lot of us have been through a lot of, stress. And it seems that it would be wise that we follow his guide in the appointment of the next commissioner. Why? Because do we want to go through what we went through with this presidential election? I don't know if you guys want to go through that. But if we deal with the appointment, then it's a smooth transition, and then 2021, she has to run again. And I think that's the way it should be. And I think the former mayor, Mr. Carollo, the same thing with when Dunn ran, and he said it wasn't, when Dunn got appointed, and then he ran against, and he said, listen, we want to have a fair body of people. And I'm saying we have other things to do with you constituents than to have a special election. You're talking about giving out $250 to these people. We need more than that. We need leadership, and we need leadership now. So I just wanted to speak my piece to this distinguished body and say again, Musaddiq Muhammad, owner, property owner, businessman, that I'm here to support Ms. Christine King as the next appointed commissioner. Thank you.
Thank you. Hello.
Hello, I would like to acknowledge our mayor, the manager, and all of our sitting commissioners. We thank you for the work that you do. We know that it's not an easy job. My name is Cheryl Coleman, and I stand before you as a faith community liaison and also a community advocate. I stand on behalf of Christine King and the appointment of her. I do so from the perspective of, as a nurse practitioner, born and raised here in Miami-Dade County, has served for the last 25 years, and I recognize the health and the wellness of all of our residents in the city of Miami. You all sit in a place of legislating, making policy and procedures. It's 10-dimensional: physical, spiritual, mental, emotional, financial, occupational, and you all are making decisions on all of those areas. And I stand because of my observation and my absolute work with Christine King, who understands that dynamic for District 5. She has several qualities that I just want to share briefly. I heard earlier talking about communication and a disconnect. She is a communicator, a collaborator, if you will, one who understands the needs of District 5, who I believe can work cohesively, because yes, we have districts, but those districts make up the city of Miami. And I believe that being able to work well, to communicate, to collaborate, and to work cohesively for all of our areas in the city of Miami would be a blessing. I truly believe she's going to be a champion of the health and wellness for District 5, and so I stand in support of her being appointed as the next commissioner. Thank you.
Thank you.
Good afternoon. My name is Pia Palomino. I've lived in District 5 my entire life. I'm also a community organizer. And frankly, I'm tired of seeing people throwing around power in my district and not really caring for the community. I'm here on behalf of democracy. I'm here to stand for a special election. I believe that giving the people the choice for who wants to represent our community is the only option, especially for our government to, flow cohesively. So again, I'm calling for a special election. I believe that the people who do care will go out and vote, and power should not just be thrown around like a game, frankly. So again, I stand for a special election, and I know that my community and the people that I work with will go out and vote. Thank you.
Thank you.
Excuse me, what organization is that you have in your t-shirt? What organization is that you have the t-shirt?
I work with Family Action Network Movement. It's a nonprofit in Little Haiti that serves the community.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you for being here.
Hello, good morning, gentlemen. I am former Vice Mayor Andrina Jackson of North Bay Village. I come to you guys today to invest my time and to support Christina King's appointment. I believe District 5 has specific needs, and I don't believe a placeholder is going to be the correct thing to do here. I believe that the needs of the district are very dire. In fact, we just announced that you're giving $5 million that needs to go to that community. Putting a placeholder there would not be the way to go. You need somebody who has a pulse on the community. And I believe Ms. King has the temperament, the discipline, and the grace in order to lead and to sit up here with you gentlemen. Thank you for your time. Have a great day.
Good afternoon. Albert Gomez, 3566 Vista Court. First, I'd like to say I am for a special election. The right to vote is solemn, and I think it's critical, but we're in a very different time right now, and we have to be fiscally responsible. I think we had that discussion earlier today. You guys were discussing about trying to help people because we have shortfalls. So with that said, I'd go through a step of priorities. My number one priority is we need some femininity on the commission, in my opinion. That would be important. That would be my first point. My second point is my personal experience. It's my own, so I have to say it. Dime con quien tú andas y te digo quien tú eres. Before I get into that, I'd like to say thank you, Commissioner Diaz de la Portillo, for referencing that point that if you are going to install somebody into this seat, that they shouldn't go and be an incumbent. They shouldn't run. They should wait out an election. And I think that's a critical point. But back to my point is, if I were to pick, I'd have to base it on my own experience. My own experience is working in Little Haiti through Third Wave Volunteers, helping feed the community. That's my wife's nonprofit, and distribute masks to City of Miami Fire Rescue, nonprofits, the community in general. And I've done that alongside with conscious contractors. And somebody that's come along, which is a personal friend, is Michael Clarkson. He's been mentoring Francois Jr., and I'm just amazed at his passion. I'm also with the UN Chaplains Association. I'm on their advisory board, and I'm developing a police and community engagement initiative. And Francois and Michael are helping me bridge the District 5 community so that we can maybe heal some wounds between the police and the community. I think Francois is uniquely, has a unique experience in that he's personally in a lawsuit with 2 police officers. He's spoken very kindly to police. So I don't think it's a fight with the city, it's a fight with individuals that did the wrong. And I don't want that to mar his chances. I do want to let you know that he's been side by side fighting this COVID epidemic, feeding his community, and protecting his community. So just take that for what it is, but there you have it. Have a good day.
Thank you.
Good afternoon, Commissioners. My name is Andrea Copeland. I'm a homeowner in Town Park Condominiums, 1940 Northwest 4th Court, unit number 15. I came to know Ms. King a few years ago when the housing market was plenishing, where a lot of residents in Town Park was about to lose their condominiums. She told me, Ms. Copeland, you don't know anything about, what have you ever heard of loan modification? And if you need any assistance, I'm willing to help you. With that being said, I went and took that knowledge and took it to 169 unit owners in Town Park, and most of us was able to keep our homes. I'm here on behalf of Christina King. I hope that you all please appoint her. And if you're not, myself and my unit owners, my neighbors, we will, and the community will support Christina King. Thank you so much.
Are there any more people who would like to speak? We do have some, all right. And if you were in one of the videos, it's not necessary for you to come and speak, please. You've already had your 2 minutes, so just want to make sure we're not doubling.
Good morning, Commissioners. How are you?
Good, thank you.
My name is Martha Wisby. I am a resident of District 5, homeowner of District 5, and my parents have lived in District 5 for over 70 years. Amen. With that being said, I am asking you to please appoint Christine King to complete Commissioner Keon Hardeman's term. I live in a community in Overtown where we've seen it in its worst. For the last 7 years, I've seen it transform into a way where my kids are proud to walk down the streets. Me as a business owner, I'm proud to open up my doors. I work closely with Ms. Christine King, feeding the seniors in District 5 3 days a week. Christine King has helped some of my family members with housing, with people that are trying to take their houses, and she was able to help them, open up her doors, took their cases, and their houses were saved through predatory lending. I'm asking you to please, not because I was asked to, because I know her, to please appoint Christine King. I feel so embarrassed for my neighbors that said to me, why do we need a babysitter? It's so embarrassing to me that we have to come here and line up to beg and ask for a commissioner for our community. We deserve better. Please, I ask you, appoint Christine King. She's a part of our community. We need a commissioner that's going to do what's right and take care of our community with integrity. Please appoint Christine King. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you. Hello.
Good afternoon, Commissioners. I am Tangela Sears. As president of Florida Parents of Murdered Children and a political advocate throughout the city of Miami, I'm here in support of Christine King. And it is extremely important that we have a person that represents the district that's familiar with the district, that's familiar with families and have worked to address the issues before the first day on the job. Commissioners, if you can't decide today by choosing experience over personal agendas, involvement over favors, and integrity over political gains, let the voters decide. And if you choose to make your own decisions today and it's not what's best for the district, we will remember this in the future. Have a great day.
Thank you.
Good afternoon. Good day. I stand before you all to speak on behalf of Ms. Christine King. When you speak of good character and great leadership, you should mention Christine King. She does live by the 5 agreements of life, and 2 of her favorites are to take nothing personal and to not be egregious with your words, which is what she loves to teach daily. Christine King is for the people. How do I know? Because I was her assistant for 3 years. During that time, I had experienced her determination, her kind and loving spirit. She is a lawyer, a CEO, and teacher, but her highest title is being a mother. She has worked closely with the city of Miami to provide assistance to businesses in D5 who were facing hardships when their air conditioning units were stolen. Again, she worked with the city of Miami to get businesses on the 7th Avenue corridor and D5 facade assistance to beautify their businesses. Currently, she's providing gourmet meals by a professional chef 3 times a week to our seniors in D5. How many presidents and CEOs of nonprofit organizations do you all know would not take a paycheck for their employees to get paid? Again, that speaks to her character. Lastly, she is a boss, and a boss does take care of the family, and D5 is her family. Thank you.
Good afternoon. My name is Donald Douglas. I am a resident of Overtown, Miami. I'm here today on behalf of Ms. Christine King. Mrs. King is a rare talent, extremely talented in the way that she handles the people of the district. We have a lot of leaders, but efficient and effective leaders are very rare for us, and a talent like this we like to have in office. We ask that you consider her. It is more cost-effective for the city of Miami if we appoint her now, as opposed to going any other way. We thank you for your time.
Thank you.
Good afternoon. My name is Ringo Kayard, 6400 Northeast 2nd Avenue. I've been here since 1976, which gives me 44 years. I might be older than all of you here, except my good friend, Manolo, who knows our community. I'm speaking on behalf of my community, especially Little Haiti. And respectfully, you are the caretaker of our community because of the departure of former Chairman Hardeman. I would not like to be in your shoes, but the reality is that the pandemic make whatever is normal abnormal. That's why we would like to support Ms. King in a situation where she will get the ball running. You just allocated a few $1 million. But which one of you, if there is not somebody who's going to take the time, the effort, the energy in this pandemic to distribute the money to our community? You would love to do it. But I'm sure every single one of you have wife, kids, and families. When you get back home, they're going to say, hey, that's enough that you have one district. Let the other person take care of their district. So I'm gracefully requesting that you consider the pandemic, the situation and all that, appoint Ms. King, and if she don't do a good job, we will know. And I know she's going to do a good job. We also know. Thank you so very much. And my good friend, I'm older than you, don't worry.
Thank you. Hello.
Good afternoon. You might look older, but
Good afternoon, Commissioners. My name is Lola Capers. I am a business owner in the Overtown area. I'm here to support Christina King, and if we're not going to appoint her, then we need to have a special election. Also, Ms. King has integrity, and she's not someone that just decide that we do not have our powerful Commissioner Keon Hardeman. She has been working in the community from day one. I've been knowing Christine King from 1999. I had a small clinic on 62nd Street and 7th Avenue. We were struggling, but Ms. King pulled us to the side and she worked with that small business. We need someone that's gonna work across the board, not just with the Afro-American community, someone that's gonna work with the Afro-American community, the Latin community, and the Haitian community. And she's that person. She's not the person that just decided that there's an empty seat and now I wanna run and now I need to be appointed. If she doesn't do a good job, just like the other commissioner broke their promise with you, what happened? We kicked him out, right? So if she doesn't do her job, we will vote her out. But I know she is the puzzle to this commission. You can have a perfect fit or you can have a forced fit. And anyone else that you choose besides Christina King will be a forced fit. And a forced fit in a puzzle is very, very tight. But when you have someone that is a perfect fit that can work across the board with you commissioners, that's your girl. And I want you to consider that put back personal feelings. I heard everything, all the comments out there. We the people have spoken. And we the people have told you who we wanted. Now, it's either you're going to respect our opinion or is this just a checkbox? You know what a checkbox is? I'm just going through it, check it off, and then behind closed doors, I'm going to do whatever. We the people have spoken. Overwhelmingly, we have spoken. Thank you.
Thank you.
Hi, good afternoon. My name is Lorena Ramos, and my address is 27 Northeast 49th Street. I am the founder and board member of the Buena Vista Stakeholders. I am here to remind you of what our great event it is to have an election. Each one of you have gone through those steps, and thankfully you are here representing your area. I also would like to cast my ballot and decide who and choose who I want to represent us. I remember, Commissioner Carollo, when all the naysayers were out there, and you are a solid foundation in your area. The people elected you. Same thing with Commissioner Reyes. You didn't accept that appointment, and time after again, you went through the election process. Kudos to you for not giving up on your dream. So here I am requesting to be able to meet who Ms. King is. I don't know who she is. I would love to meet the other candidates also, so that I can make up my mind and say, this is who I want to represent my area. Thank you so much for this opportunity to speak with you.
Thank you for your comments. Hello.
Hello, how are you doing today? I'm here to speak in behalf of Francois Jr. Alexandra.
Your name, please?
Francois.
Your name?
My name is Michael Clarkson.
I knew that already. I just.
And I live in Little Haiti.
Thank you.
122 Northeast 78th Street. I'm not only here just to speak for him, but I'm speaking directly to you, fathers of our city. And I want to remind you of a time in the book of Malachi, because it's been very, very frustrating and very, very deadly what has happened to us as not only citizens of Miami, but citizens of the United States. This pandemic has created havoc, it has created death, and it has created our economy to be undeveloped by this pandemic. And in those days, when Malachi was talking to the people, he was talking to them about changing their ways. I hear people say all the time, I'll be glad when things go back to normal. Things will never go back to normal. This is a new normal. And I want to even take it farther than just being a new normal. It is time for a new dawn. It is time for a new beginning. It is time for what you did. And I thought it was very courageous what you did in terms of opening up this process. Because that's what has to happen now. We just can't keep talking about what somebody did in the past. We have to move past that. What is going to be the best for Miami right now? What is going to be the best for District 5? In my view, we need a new energy. We need people who are not going to think about what it was in those days. Because the only way we're going to solve, the only way we're going to get away from this pandemic is that we're going to have to take it on with new ideas, with new energy. And in my view, that's what Francois Alexander represents. He represents the energy that young people now want to put themselves forward. We're always talking about community engagement, civic engagement. But then what we do, we slam the door on them. I know I got 30 seconds left, but I really want y'all to weigh in on this.
Sorry, sir, that's full 2 minutes already.
I believe a special election is the wrong way.
Thank you.
Hi, good afternoon. My name is Deborah Pratt. I am on behalf of elected Commissioner Christine King. I think she would be a good choice, a best choice for the community, because she was born and raised in the community. She knows all about the community. She knows what the people need, what the people should have. And I work with her doing the food service for the elderly, giving out food. And in the midst of all that she goes through, she takes the time when someone comes into her office, and she will talk to them. They come in with a sad face and with tears in their eyes. When they leave out, they be happy. It's something that she done. She had a heart of compassion for the people, for us. She loves, she had that heart. So she would be good to be the District 5 commissioner. And I would appreciate if you all take that in consideration, because she do have a heart of compassion for us, the people. Thank you.
Thank you.
Hello, my name is Louis Kensia, community organizer at FAM, 100 Northeast, 84th Street. So I'm here to support a special election. I do believe that the community have the right to elect the next commissioner, and the community of District 5 have the right to vote for the next commissioner. So I'm here to support the special election because it should happen. The community deserves better, so the community should decide. Thank you.
Good afternoon. My name is Richard Paul Dunn II. To the Vice Chairman, to the commissioners, to all of the respected people in their places. First of all, I'm here for the appointment of Christine King. I would like to correct some things that were said, at least. First of all, Commissioner Carollo did support single-member districts, but it was after Pulse in the city of Miami sued the city of Miami because I was one of the plaintiffs that sued for single-member districts. So I just want the record to be clear on how that went about. We sued the city of Miami because I was appointed in 1996, lost to Commissioner Humberto Hernandez. We were without a city commissioner for the first time in 30 years, and we sued the city. And then he obliged as the mayor of the city of Miami. Secondly, the young lady said that I was kicked out of office. That's not totally accurate. I was appointed in January 2010. I ran in November 2010. I did win against 5 opponents without a runoff, but it's not always one of the commissioners, either you, Vice Chairman, or Commissioner De La Portilla said that it's not always rocket scientists. Not disparaging anyone, but Jeffrey Allen was appointed in 2004, and he lost in 2005, didn't even make the runoff. So when you're serving as an appointed commissioner, it's not always an advantage. But I'm here to support the appointment of Christine King. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Good day. My name is Kenemo Williams. I'm the president of Nemo's Ooh Wow. I am a business owner of Overtown. I am here just to say that you have heard the people speak. You said you wanted to hear what the people are saying about a commissioner seat. You've already heard it. You don't need to hear any more. There's 15 people here trying to get a position, but you've heard what the people said about who they want. So the people who they want has already been spoken. So the people of this commission of District 5 have spoken. So thank you.
Thank you for your comments.
Good afternoon, Mr. Vice Chair, and to the Commission, to some friends that I know, having worked here some 30 years ago for Commissioner Victor Dury. At that time, I had the pleasure of meeting Mr. Joe Carollo and Commissioner Reyes, and I believe them to be honest and decent men. I think that you four men, or you four and your mayor, have been elected not only for your districts, but for the people of Miami as a whole, no matter what their color is. And I believe that you guys, if you appointed someone, that you would do it responsibly. And I'm here to support Christine King, who I've known for over 20 years. I worked with her at the county when I used to be a senior staff member for former Mayor Alex Pinellas. She's been at the MLK Development Center for the last 10 years. She's an attorney that's done a lot of pro bono work. A business partner of mine has a school there in their building, over 100 and something kids that are being educated in school choice. She's committed. She's an honest person. She can continue on the work of the blockbuster Hardeman. So I ask you to consider Christine King. Thank you.
Thank you.
Oh, I'm sorry, Chair, the speaker's name?
Your name, sir?
Yes. My apologies.
Mark Coates, M-A-R-K-C-O-A-T-S.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Next speaker?
Can I move my mask?
Sorry, mask rule.
Okay. My name is Rudy Sengel Theophan, and I'm here to support Zico Fremont. And the reason why I'm here is because I look at the condition of our city, and I look at this flag that is red, white, and blue. It's a democracy. This is a republic, but it's also a democracy. And we have the same politician with the same situation. And the reality is this: if you want the same condition in Liberty City and Overtown, and don't even get me on Little Haiti, if you want the same condition of Little Haiti, we losing our entire city due to gentrification because we have this Keon Hardiman Jr. in place, then go ahead, vote for King. But if you want change, you have to vote for change. You can't vote for the same candidate and think you're going to have the same results. It's about time to have strong leaders with courage who's not afraid of popular candidates and their best friends and people who got money. I don't care about your dollar war chest. Money doesn't win candidacy. You know what wins candidacy? The power of people. I believe in the power of people. I believe in the power of change. And the only way we can get change when we change candidates. It's time for us to make a change. Little Haiti will be no more. No more. Because people want to play politics. People are dying from COVID. I take this seriously when people die. People are dying from COVID, but we want to play politics. People are going to be foreclosed. People are going to be homeless. What are we going to do with the homeless people? I've been homeless personally, so I know what it means. I'm not here to tap dance and pretend I'm cool with anyone. What I'm going to say is this. You all have a responsibility. You want change? Make it change. I don't care how much money, who has what. It's about people power. Are people going to come out and vote in Little Haiti? Are people going to come out and vote in Liberty City? Are people going to come out and vote in Overtown? It's not about Haitian, Latin, African American. It's about the people of District 5. They're coming out and they're voting. My name is Rudy Sengel Theophan. Thank you very much for your time.
Thank you.
Well, good afternoon. It's been a long morning, and now we're into the afternoon. Let me thank you, Brother Chair, for doing a great job today, and commissioners for allowing us this opportunity to speak on behalf of our community in the absence of our honorable mayor and manager. I want to say that
your name, please.
I'm Pastor Gaston Smith. I'm sorry.
Thank you.
Pastor Gaston Smith, senior pastor of the Friendship Baptist Church, who's been in the community. The church has been in the community now for 91 years. We are in the heart of District 5, 41 years in Overtown, 50 years in our current Liberty City location. I come to unwaveringly support Christine King. I support the appointment of Christine King. And if not the appointment of Christine King, I support the special election. I represent over 2,000 parishioners in the community. And we have worked with Christine King in her capacity as executive director for the MLK EDC. But we've also worked with Christine King on community efforts and have watched her do pro bono legal work for many of our constituents and our parishioners in the community. She's a giver. She's always there to fight for the community. And I want to say that I have to agree with Chairman Russell in that the incumbent has advantage and disadvantage. And you know, if we're going to look at this position as a position to follow the legacy and the leadership that's already been established by Commissioner Hardiman, then we need somebody that's going to come in and work. And I wholeheartedly support the work that Christine King is doing. Finally, let me say this. If it's an economic issue of $340,000 that you're going to have to come back again and do an election the same year, I think we need to use wisdom here. I think we need to consider somebody that's already doing the work. The reward for good work is more work. And so we wholeheartedly support Christine King in this community to give leadership to District 5.
Thank you. Thank you. I could listen to that voice all day, but your time is up. What a great voice. Thank you.
Good morning, commissioners. Good morning, everyone. My name is Wilkinson Seju. I am the owner and landowner of Chef Creole Seafood. We have several properties within the district, and I myself have been here for at least 50 years. I've been in business for 28 years. I don't know if you guys have heard of Chef Creole, but we've been very much involved in anything where there is a void in the community. We make sure we do our best to fill in that void. At this moment, I do not live in the district. My mom lives in the district. My grandparents live in the district. I am a person that is for true democracy, and that is special election. Taking into consideration the precarious position that the city is in, that don't seem to be something that would be anywhere close on the priorities list. And taking in note what Commissioner Reyes and Commissioner Carollo have said, that they would entertain a caretaker, someone that does not aspire to become elected at any point. The community, to me, has always been the driving force behind me getting up every morning. It's because of the community that we've been very successful. We have 7 locations, one in the Miami Airport, one in Hard Rock Stadium, and we have various locations in Miami, North Miami, and Miami Gardens. This is very dear to me. I would love to be that caretaker for the short period of time in order for us to get the right person in place.
Thank you.
And I would love to keep 90% of the existing staff that is here now, Keon's Hardeman staff, keep 90% of them so that way.
Hey, sir, the time is up, but if you are proposing to be an applicant for the spot, you'll have more time to speak later.
Okay.
Excuse me.
Thank you.
What was your name again?
Wilkinson Seju.
Thank you. Number 16.
So you have not yet submitted any information to the clerk in terms of qualification?
No,
sir. We'll absolutely make space and time for that. We will not forget. So there are 15 people who are applicants currently so far, and if you'd like to be added to that list, please speak with the clerk.
Mr. Chair, did he say that George Weissong, did he say that he was not a resident of the city of Miami?
No, I'm not a resident of the city of Miami.
Therefore, he would not be qualified.
Then you would not qualify as an applicant for either the appointment nor the election.
Okay. Thank you.
But thank you for your advocacy. Thank you. Anyone else from outside? If you wouldn't mind using this lectern while she cleans that lectern, that would be great.
I'm left-handed.
Okay.
See better from this way.
Please keep your mask on, sir. I apologize. If you could just keep the mask on.
Mm-hmm. The last time I spoke at this commission meeting.
Your name, please?
Billy Hardeman.
Thank you.
Are
It
you
was for
going to
the-
apply to run too, Mr. Hardeman?
I'm sorry?
Are you going to be applying to run for office too?
Dog catcher available? No.
Put that mask on, so for your safety and ours.
I have not come here mainly not to embarrass my nephew. It's one of the reasons I kind of stayed away. The last time I was here, it was to replace, this commission was deciding to fill the vacancy of Michelle Spence-Jones. And Chairman Sternoff had me dragged out of here on that day. In 1896, although 45% of the original signers of the City of Miami's charter were black, we did not have a seat at this table. 45% were black, but we had no representation at this table.
Black people did not get a seat at this table until 1966, with M. Atherley Range became the first African American to serve as a City of Miami Commissioner. That seat was taken away from us in 1996 by my friend Humberto Hernandez. And once again, black people had no representation at the City of Miami Commission. We sued, and the courts gave us back representation through district elections in 1997. In 1997, we received representation back. I'll put it that way.
Billy, let me correct you. There was a suit. But
okay, in 1997, the charter...
The courts never acted. The courts never acted.
Yes.
The mayor of the time acted with the commission.
And the voters...
The people voted it.
Yes, the voters approved a charter change in 1997 that gave us representation through district elections.
But the courts never took any action. Yeah. So let's not change history.
So I'd like to make sure you have your full time to finish. If you could put just 30 seconds on the clock.
Just remember that this seat is special to us. It's special to us. It has the Holy Spirit of M. Atherley Range on it. It has the spirit of Reverend Edward Graham on it. It has the spirit of Father Theodore Gibson on it. This seat has the spirit of Miller Dawkins on it. It has the spirit of Jeffrey Allen on it. It has the spirit of Michelle Spence Jones on it. It has the spirit of Richard Dunn on it. And we must never forget that this seat has the blood of Akatil on it. It means so much to us.
Thank you.
Let us vote and choose our own leaders. The four of you are great commissioners, every one of you. But we did not vote for any of you. Keon Hardeman continues to serve as commissioner for every resident in District 5, everyone. But now he serves as a county commissioner.
Mr. Hardeman, the time.
You have the authority to appoint someone to complete the unexpired term of Commissioner Hardeman. For the past 25 years, there has been nothing but war between our county commissioner and our city commissioner. Check it out.
Mr. Hardeman,
my last point.
I cannot give you double time of everyone else who has spoken in this room.
That's okay.
Just please wrap it up at this point.
For the love of God, if you dare appoint someone, let it be someone who can bring peace between District 5 and District 3.
Thank you.
And I submit to you, that's the person who's being supported by your former colleague, the person we elected, who we will respect, who they recommend.
Thank you, Mr. Hardeman.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Are there any other speakers from outside? None left. All right. Is there anyone in the chambers who would like to speak for 2 minutes, not as the appointee advocating for yourself or against others, but simply on the process of what we are voting on at this moment? Please approach the lectern. And you're welcome to, you are very welcome to recognize yourself as an applicant, but I'm saying if you are here as an applicant, there will be additional time given to those who would like to make their case and introduce themselves.
Yeah, that's fine and everything. Of course, I'm Dr. Malone. I am Dr. Robert Malone, Jr., and I'm one of the individuals who are vying for this seat, who want to be appointed. Nope.
No. Candidates, yes, to speak on the item we're voting on. There's been a motion about whether or not.
Special election or appointment.
Correct.
Right. And I think that given what has gone on, because I've been sitting up here and kind of seething, the idea that one person is somehow more knowledgeable or more have more experience or is the best candidate to represent this District 5. That's not only a lie, that's a damn lie. There are people here who have worked in this community for a long period of time that need to have a fair judgment. So it's up to you all four of you all, to break up this apparent power grab in this city because everybody knows it. So I want to alert you all to what everybody clearly understands here. That there should be a disconnect with the former commissioner and the person that sits in this seat. It should not be politicized anymore. And you should have an opportunity to choose somebody different and let them be here for a year and let the chips fall where they may. Because again, it's disrespectful to me and others here to suggest that only one person is eligible to sit in this seat.
And you think the four of us should?
And I think the four of you all should have the leadership in making the choice and say, look, place somebody who is not politicized, who has no machine, and appoint that person, and then move forward. That's what I think should happen. Thank you.
Thank you. Sir?
Good afternoon, Commissioners. My name is Michael A. Hepburn, and it's a sad day for me to have to stand here today and say that this is a democracy. A democracy. I am born and raised from this city. My dad went to Booker T, my mom went to Miami Northwestern, my sister graduated from Edison. I am a native son of Lemon City, Little Haiti. All right? I received a letter from former mayor in 2001 when I won the Silver Knight Award for making sure that we got kids off the street so we can play at our parks safely at Toussaint Louverture Elementary. I understand grit from this commissioner right here because of the times that you ran to educate voters about the reason why they should vote for you and the issues and that their voice is important. I sat on a Park and Recreation Advisory Board that literally cultivated policy that came through Commissioner Russell so we can ban polystyrene or AKA styrofoam in our parks because of what was happening in our waterways and things like that. I co-founded the Attapata Neighborhood Association in your district. We started the Halloween and Attapata night at that park with so many other members of the community, business members, residents, because voices are important. Mayor Francis Suarez, I literally coordinated policy with him so we can create opportunity in our charter that people can actually reduce the cost of running for office by, $100 and use petitions to run for office. And he actually used that when he became mayor. My roots in this city is deep. And for me to have to sit here and think that no one believes in democracy, no one believes that the people can make their own decision about who they want to represent them is a sham. That should not be what we're talking about today. And I am highly upset to continue to hear that we are even considering that. The will of this commission should be for the people to vote. And it should always be that. There is no cost you can put on democracy. People have died, people have marched, people have protested, people have been beaten for their right. John Lewis died this year talking about the right to vote. Y'all understand the importance of this. Please, do the right thing. Let the people vote. Give us the ballot. And trust me, their voices will be heard.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Is there anyone else who would like to speak on this motion that's on the floor right now? Seeing none, I'll close the public comment and we will continue to discuss among the dais. Is there anyone who'd like to address? So it's very interesting, the dynamic that is unfolding. If nothing, you can't say there's not transparency going on here right now. People have spoken their mind about what they feel should happen and what they feel is happening. You have commissioners who have advocated for special election, those who have advocated for appointment, but with a limit of 1 year, which is legally difficult, if not impossible. But what you also have recognized before, if we get to the situation of appointment here, that you will be seeking the votes of commissioners up here that have different opinions about how this should unfold. And so even though we cannot bind you to a one-year term by a legal measure, the promise you make may earn or lose the votes of those who are up here in terms of an appointment. But for now, I'd like to finalize the discussion of, I'd like to find out if there's a will here to not have an appointment at all. If there is a belief that we should go to full special election without considering specific candidates.
You want to start from this end and then you go around?
Fair enough.
As I have said before, I'm too old to change. Has been my belief, my firm belief, that people should decide who is going to be the commissioner of that district. I think out of respect to the people, we should appoint somebody that is not going to run. I don't believe in an election, a special election, that's going to be in a couple of months and then another election in November. If anybody here, it is so well I mean, I think all of you guys are qualified. Everybody here is quite qualified to represent this district. But let the people decide. Let's level the playing field and appoint somebody. And I know that there's going to be a caretaker here. Let's appoint a caretaker and let the person run this district for less than a year. And everybody that consider themselves, that they had so much support, shouldn't be afraid of going into a general election because it's going to be elected. Let people decide. Let people have the forum, go to the forums and listen to the candidates. Give them time to make the mind. They deserve that and more. You see, that's been my point all along. That's why in 1989, I was getting older now. That's what I was. In 1989, I made that decision because it's my firm belief, sir, that that's the way it should be. And I am not going to change. I am not going to change. My vote is going to be to appoint somebody that is going to hold the seat, and we are going to allow every single person that want to represent that district to go into present their candidacy, do their due diligence, let the people know what they stand for, have time enough to send the message, you see, send that message, and let's have debates. They let them debate what are they going to do and what it is their platform and the plan that they have for this district. And let the people decide. Let the people decide. That's what democracy is all about.
Thank you.
In my opinion, sir.
I hear you. I hear you. Commissioner Carollo.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to do what I think is right. I'm too old to be buffooned, to have people try to come here, and what hurts the most, people that I stuck my neck out for them, got them appointed, and then ran their campaign and raised some money for them to come here and try to tell me in my face that history wasn't as it happened. That the reason you have districts is because there was a lawsuit or the courts order it. Well, the courts never ordered districts. The courts never heard anything or took any action. Yes, there was a lawsuit, but the chances of winning that lawsuit at that point in time, based on law, were pretty far off because you needed more than one time that an African American would lose an election based on the legal precedents in federal courts before. I guess at any point in time now, I'm going to hear people say that I wasn't the one that with my vote, got the first African-American manager appointed to the city. That I was never the mayor that had the first and only African-American chief of staff. That I wasn't the city manager at Doral, a city that's 98% white, that named the first and only assistant city manager. That I wasn't the young commissioner that helped get the first African-American police chief appointed in the city. That I wasn't the mayor that pushed in my term to get the Virginia Key Beach Trust done. That I wasn't the mayor at the time that didn't push under my term to get the Black Police Officers Museum done in Overtown. And I could go on and on and on, because you know what? I'm not going to stand here, darn it, and let anybody come and try to change history the way it was, because they're not liking the way that maybe they think that I'm going to vote. I'm going to vote my conscience. I'm nobody's chump. Money has never been important to me. Yes, we all need money to live, but that's never been my first priority. Otherwise, I wouldn't be here. Now, I don't know how this is going to end. I don't have a crystal ball before me. But I do know that I'm not going to sit here and anoint a king or a queen. I don't want to insult anybody. I'm trying to be as politically correct and polite as I can. But I just want to say to those that pull the strings, don't push me, because you're not going to like the outcome. In half a cylinder, I'm better than all these people that are trying to push with their 8 cylinders combined. And I've been around for too long, have held every position there is, to know every game there is to play. And if it's about money, I think there's some up here that will testify that I could raise money. And if I have to raise whatever amount of money there is so there's a level playing field, I'll do it. And what are you going to do for me? Get me out of here? I don't want to be here. I don't want to be here. I'm here because I'm being forced to be here. Because I came here to do right, and because I've done right, I've had a bunch of criminals and crooks come at me, trying to see how they could cut my neck from one end to the other, go after my family, my own mother, my wife, me, nonstop. And you know what? I'm not going to stop. But frankly, what am I going to be threatened with? Another recall? They're going to vote me out of office and put all the money in the world? I don't care. I want to go to Shangri-La. So what are you going to threaten me with? Just remember the story of Samson. You threatened too much. What happened to Samson? He pulled the columns. Everything came in. Remember Samson.
Commissioner, do you want to special election or meet the candidates, meet the applicants?
We held this today to meet the candidates. I haven't had the opportunity.
All right.
Even with the one that was mentioned by a lot of people here, I hadn't had the opportunity. I never got a call for that person. There were some that called me. I didn't have the opportunity to meet with them. I think the candidates that are here today are expecting the opportunity to be able to address this.
All right.
And that should be the appropriate and respectful way of going.
Yes.
I'm not, at this point in time, ready to say a special election, and I'm going to tell you why. First of all, it's the cost involved. Oh, yes, we're going to say that democracy has no price and all that. Like, I've been through all that before. The bottom line is that if we're talking about fairness and letting the people decide, you can't have a special election where you're going to have scores of people running. One or two candidates are going to have the bulk of the money, and it's not a special election that then goes to a runoff. It's whoever gets the most votes.
Plurality.
So this already is unbalanced. It's unbalanced. You know, if I notice something here, in 80% of the presentations had the same background. So it was filmed at the same place. And I know that. I've done the TV for many, many candidates. I'm good at that, real good, believe me. Either way, either to promote him or cut someone's neck off. So it was the same background, and a lot of the endings were the same. People were looking, it was either being held so they could read it. And look, I respect each of these individuals. For whatever the reason was, they supported their candidate. They have that right, and I respect it. But don't tell me that that wasn't, put together, somebody paid for it. Heck, I don't know if at this point in time that's something that should be reported in a campaign. I don't think so. But that was certainly a campaign that was started already. Now, if there's one thing that was said here, I think Mr. Malone stated it. Out of all the respect that all of us have for the past commissioner, for Kean Hardeman, this is not a decision that Commissioner Hardeman or any one of us, if we would run for another seat, let's say Diaz Leportillo wants to run for the Senate again. He wish he would have seen the results. He would have done better than being...
I'm having a lot of fun here, Commissioner.
Yeah, but this is not Tallahassee.
I can tell. I can tell.
This is not Tallahassee. This is fastball. Over there, it's so quiet and nice, and what happens in Tallahassee stays Tallahassee. But the bottom line is that we have 10 days. 10 days from today, this is the first day, for us to try to decide. Let's try today. If not, let's meet again. We can meet several times. And then at the end, if we don't come to a consensus, that we can. I have hope that we can. Then, we'll have to go to the special election.
Thank you. Commissioner, I hear the both of you, and I can do the math, so I will withdraw my second, and we will meet the applicants. I won't call them candidates at this point.
Well,
we're going to call them applicants.
I think it's the right thing to do.
It's the right word, but applicant candidates.
It's the right thing to do.
And what we're going to do is allow each person who is submitting as an applicant 5 minutes to introduce themselves. Most of you have sent your resume to the clerk, and the clerk has circulated those by email to each of us. We don't have them in written form because it's a couple hundred pages of resumes, but if each of you have reviewed those, or if you have any questions, we'll be able to not only have 5 minutes with each candidate, but be able to ask them questions as well.
So, Mr. Chair, you're withdrawing your second on my motion to have a special election.
Correct.
So your preference is for 4 white guys to pick the commissioner from District 5.
I can do the math that the votes are not here for a
Right?
special election.
4 white guys are going to pick the commissioner of District 5. That's your preference today.
No, that's not what my preference
Okay,
is.
no, we do your second.
And there was an accusation of a stolen democracy here as well, and I need to push back on that. The charter is very clear. The commissioners shall select and fill a vacancy until the next proper election. Now, there's a lot of question that's been raised, rightfully so, about how much weight and fingers are on the scale of a 45-day or a 1-year or even this appointment. But we are following the correct process to meet these candidates. We may very well not come to a consensus, and it may very well go to a special election, and I'm fine with that too. But I can see, no matter what I say or want, right now it's a 2-2 on going to a special election in this moment. So I think I'll save us some time right now by removing my second and just meeting the candidates to see where we go from here.
We have all day, and we have 9 days left.
Correct.
At the end of the day, District 5 needs to have a voice in this commission.
And you know, the word caretaker.
We have a commission meeting tomorrow, we have a commission meeting December 10th, and they need to have a voice.
Correct.
And their voice needs to be respected.
Correct.
I don't think the 4 of us should be making that decision. But let's listen from the candidates.
So,
we'll take it from there.
And caretaker is a misnomer. This will be a full-fledged commissioner with all the powers therein to vote on budget, to vote on issues of the CRA, issues of the community and the city. So this is not a caretaker, this is a commissioner.
It is for a limited time only, for a year, and that's it.
Well, that is very difficult to
There will
find.
be hundreds of decisions that will be made in the next year.
Yes.
Yes, I know that. And you know what they are. Yes. And they're big ticket items before us. Yes, and I know what they are, and I am not thinking about that. I'm thinking about the right representation for it and how the people should choose. And that's why I'm saying the person that is going to be, if it is a person that is going to be, let's call it an interim commissioner, will have all the rights and all the information to make, an educated decision on it. You see? I would argue, Mr. Chair, if I may. It's going to have the same time that I agree, Commissioner. I would argue that if we don't make a choice today, that tomorrow's meeting be canceled, that the December 10th meeting be canceled. I would argue that District 5 deserves a voice. Okay? And if they don't have a voice, I don't want to be part of that decision, that 4 commissioners picking for 20% of our population that's not being represented before this day is. So after all this is done today, if we don't have a commissioner, you know, maybe we pull some items tomorrow, or maybe we cancel the meeting tomorrow, I don't know. But at the end of the day, what's going to happen is our commission district doesn't have a representative here. So we don't pick someone, and we don't have a special election. And we go, like Commissioner Carollo said, rightfully, you know, we have 10 days, I have plenty of time. I could be here till midnight, I could be here every day from now until the next 10 days. I have no problem with time. But we do have to make a decision. So I agree, in all fairness, Commissioner Reyes, Commissioner Carollo, we need to hear to all the candidates. Yes. But they're auditioning before a group of 4.
Then you need to follow the process that we have in the charter. The process that has always been followed.
The charter, Commissioner, the charter, just because it's in the charter doesn't make it the right moral thing to do. Commissioner,
well, what's immoral between
to have the people
when we have had empty seats here in other districts? You've had African Americans that voted for that district. You're telling me that an African American couldn't vote for empty seats in other districts? That
I don't know.
Anglo-American cannot vote for a seat in other districts? Of course not.
I don't know. Everybody that lives in that district has a right to pick their representative. That's all I'm saying. I'm not saying that it's, but I don't think the 4 of us should be making that choice. And that's precisely what I'm saying. They have the right to pick their own candidate. To pick who is going to represent them. And that's why I want everybody to have the same chances of being re-elected. And I want them to have time. And hold on a second. I didn't interrupt you. Hold on a second. I'm sorry. And what I want is to have enough time to make them up their mind, to have a campaign, what is really a political campaign, and then in November they will vote for whoever they want. That's why I said, I want to pick an interim. When you're talking about canceling the meeting, okay, if there are items that have to do with District 5, we might pull it out. And I think that is fair. And I think that is fair. We pull it out. We pull it out of the agenda. And I agree with you. That's a decision that would have to have somebody from that district that should analyze it. We pull it out. And the other issues that have to do with your district, my district, Arroyo, citywide, and we'll go up. But my issue, Mr. Chair, is that we allocated $8.5 million today that we have to spend by December 31st.
And that's going to be spent in all the districts. So why should
And it's
it?
going to be expended. And the city and so wherever he is, the city manager is going to decide what the priorities are in District 5?
We have sufficient people in this city,
So to decide.
in this government that are African American.
It's not about
And
African American.
know that community if that's what you're talking about.
No, what I'm talking
The
about
people
is.
that are going to get the money in District 5 are going to be African Americans.
Well, not necessarily. There are a lot of Hispanics in District 5 too.
Well, there's a percentage, but
Yeah.
the majority are going to be African Americans.
So
So the bottom line is, in your question, that money is going to go quickly to the people of District 5. That's not a problem.
But who decides it? We?
No, it's who applies. That's who decides it.
That's right.
Who applies?
Did we pass any merit-based allocation system today? I don't think we did.
No, whoever applies, that applies
First come,
quicker
first
are
served.
going to be the ones getting it. Just like in your district, in my district, in all the districts.
The difference is that we're elected.
What does that have to do with
has to do
monies
with-
that are allocated?
That's right.
So you need a city commissioner to give the money directly to the people? Of course not. Even if I wasn't here, there's still going to be done. In fact, in all of our districts, it's going to be staff that's going to help us to be able to get those dollars out. Because if each of us individually would try to do it, we would never make it.
I agree with that, Commissioner. I do believe that District 5 should have its commissioner make those decisions.
Well, what
That's
I'm
all-
trying to
that's my
say to
only
you is,
argument.
Commissioner, you're, putting the cart ahead of the horse now. Let the process go, and you might, at the end, feel a little better.
That's fair enough.
Okay? Let the process go. At the end, we might pick somebody.
So
let the process go. You're shooting now too early. I don't want to shoot back. I'm a good shot.
So you want me to hold my fire?
Well, I'm suggesting to you to be smart, not Tallahassee smart, Miami smart.
I'm not familiar with Miami.
Someone's going to have to teach that.
But I'll follow your lead.
Wait.
I will believe that you're more Miami smart than me. I'm more Tallahassee
We
smart.
got 10 days. We might choose someone or put it to an election, special election today. We might have to have a couple of more meetings. But at the end...
So you're asking me to be patient?
Well, what I'm telling you is to be patient and to trust the process.
Okay.
All right.
Fair enough.
So the next step of the process is for us to meet the 15 people who have so far submitted.
I would like to ask of the chair the following, and I do this being as respectful as I can with all the applicants that we have here, that I know have been waiting here a long, long time. If we could at least take a 10-minute break, if we could take a little more so everybody could try to get something in their stomach, I would even be willing to get the administration. If Chris Rose doesn't have the money for it, then you could take it out of my budget to get some sandwiches, get something for the people that are here. They deserve to, have their government give them something right now into their stomach, because what they're doing is the American way of behaving. They're following democracy in the right procedure. And everyone that's here, and particularly everyone that's an applicant, should be applauded for taking that step. So if the administration maybe could order something quickly that they could bring here.
If I may interject, Commissioner, can we do a 1-hour break then so we can eat something and kind of regroup? Is
Well,
it 1 hour
that
too
would
much?
bring us back here at 3:30.
Yeah, just 1 hour to eat
Okay,
something?
that'd be fine, but I want the administration. If they don't have the money, they could get it out of my budget.
It's API, I think it's API funding. I think we're okay.
Well, I don't know if it's API or not, but if you could, bring some sandwiches, something that you could get it here quickly, not in an hour, so that people here can, have something to eat in their stomach too, because they're as human as we are.
Absolutely.
Is there anyone here who is not able to stay beyond this hour, who is an applicant who is not able, and that would not be held against you? I know this is a long day, and we didn't intend to go this long without a break. None of us have had lunch, and I know you have not either. But we have probably about an hour and a half of introductions here, of meeting you all and asking questions. And then who knows what else in terms of discussion on the dais on where we go from here. So we do need a little bit of a break here at some point.
I'm following on Commissioner Carollo's. I think that we should treat them with some sort of food or nourishment or whatever it is, sandwiches, whatever. So they, I know that you didn't come prepared with a lunchbox, okay? And so I think that we should treat you. I don't know, Commissioner Carollo offered to pay for it. And
I stated clearly, if the administration don't have the dollars, I'll be happy to pay it out of my office budget.
Okay.
All right, we're going to break for 1 hour then? Is that the will of the
where's the
commission?
manager? I mean, the
All right.
administration.
We're going to reconvene at 3:30 sharp.
Even though I think that I should send the bill to Billy Hardiman, but anyway.
We're going to reconvene at 3:30 sharp.
Manager, can you please see if we can treat our guests?
Yeah, we're taking it out of the law department.
Okay,
budget,
okay.
Law budget.
Okay,
We're good.
thank you.
Barnaby's offer.
Okay, thank you.
Hold on, Reverend.